I'm here at PAX Prime with Marsh Lefler, president of Runic Games. I just played Hob, recently announced. New game from Runic. And Marsh, this is obviously a big shift for your company. Two co-founders leaving, and it doesn't look off the bat like stuff Runic's done, like Torchlight. Yep. So can you tell me, what is Hob? How has your sort of design philosophy changed as the studio's changed?
After Torchlight 2, that did pretty well for us, and we had been doing action RPGs. Max has been here doing these for almost 20 years. I've been doing it for 10 years, and just so many of us have been doing it for so long that we just needed a break. And we decided, let's just step back, come up with something that we really want to play. And from that, we all went out and had some beers and just started talking and came up with this really core mechanic that we're really excited about. And then we started talking about, how can we expand on this? What makes this interesting to other people? And we started talking about a lot of games we like, Shadow of the Colossus, Ico, Sashiko. This game is not like those, but what it does do is just drops the player in. The player has no idea what's going on. They're on this alien world that's just as alien as to you that's playing it. And from there, you play through the game. You experience this game through playing it. So we have no NPCs, no written dialogue, nothing. And as you play through this, though, you can uncover the story, and you'll start to realize what the story is. We came up with something that we felt was very, very unique, and we are presenting it today. And people seem to really enjoy it, which is great, because it's very, very different, and it's very different for us, and we're excited.
Yeah, the first thing I noticed is the movement felt, quick. It felt good to sort of do the contextual actions where I'm rolling, jumping, and then sliding down something. And then there's also the slowing down for exploration, right? So it's those are sort of competing ideas. I noticed you have fixed camera angles. Can you talk a bit about how, where you stand is going to help you or reveal things about the world if you look closely?
In the end, the reason why I went with a fixed camera was because we wanted to present this world to people. And this world, we try to make it lush and alive, and animals are running around, and we want you to explore. We want you to have that adventure. And as you move around, the camera will pan, and it's all very handcrafted for you. And as you do explore, you'll find interesting things, and we're able to hide things, but you have to go looking for them. You just don't get to pan your camera around and be like, oh, it's right there, I'll just walk over there. You have to figure out how to maybe fix something in the world so it's shifting and moving into a certain place that you can then climb on. And the fix allows us to present a better game, I think.
So there's also combat, of course, and there was special abilities you can get with gloves. I had sort of a grappling thing, which was fun to use, and that also came into play with an enemy. I hate to go for the obvious comparison, but sort of Zelda-like in the combat with sort of the lock-on and the shield blocking. So can you talk a bit about the kind of enemies we'll encounter, what sort of balance of difficulty versus just exploration you want to go for?
There's a definite balance. When you make combat, we tried so many different ways and avenues to approach it. And you might have also noticed that you could lock on, or you didn't have to. And one of the things that makes it accessible to people is having that option. The one thing we didn't want was just to go up there and press an X button. I am hitting X, dead. And what we really wanted was the glove to really come into the combat. Slash, punch something in the face and its head explodes. And in the grappling, or we call it the mag glove, every glove we also want to have multiple functions. When you play through, you could use the mag glove to zip around, but you could also rip off things with it. And when you get into a monster who has armor, can you rip those things off, and then you can attack them. But then when you start layering those systems on top of one another, it becomes much more challenging. And then you start putting those monsters together, and they feed off one another. You start layering on this complexity in the combat that I'm really excited about. And I want to just hit things, and I want to feel it in the controller, and just that crunch. And combat.
Hit things. So my final takeaway was just sort of the scope of it, or what the hint at the scope of it impressed me. There were all these pieces of landscape rising up. So seeing this, we're in a sort of pastoral, green, tall grass place. Where are we going to go throughout the story? Are we going to see different types of environments? Is it this expansive world that you kind of explore openly, or do we go through linear levels?
Yeah, no linear levels. I will say the game starts off a little contained, but then you have to open it up, and once it's open, it's going to be open, and you're going to have to do a lot of different stuff in there. As you mentioned, the world shifting and stuff. That is the part that I'm the most excited about. That is that core mechanic that what you saw was the tip of an iceberg. I'm telling you, we're taking it so far. I think people are going to be just like, wow, like I can't believe they're doing that. So I'm really excited about it, and we'll probably be showing a lot more of that in this coming year. But the one thing I'm just happy here at PAX is people enjoy playing it.
Well, thanks for talking to us, Marsh. So do you have at least an idea of when you might be releasing?
Yes. I'm not going to say it, though. No, to be fair, we're going to just work through it. We are a very iterative company. We iterate, it's too long, cut it back. Iterate, no, we need something here. Iterate. And yeah, iteration is key when making something fun. And so when it gets done, it'll be done. But it'll be fun, too.
So we'll look for Hob after a lot of iteration.
Yes.
Thanks again.
Yep.
And have a great PAX.